Happy Friday, everyone. Again, I got my PJs on. How are you guys? How is everyone? It is really hot. I apologize if it is like humming, kind of humming in here because I know that when my compressors both come on, it is pretty loud, but it is what it is. It is 7:30 Central Time and it is still 95 degrees. So it's just going to be loud. And I might even have to turn on the fan too. So you can't hear it over your own fan. Yeah, I see. I see. Oh, okay. I'm going to say hi to some people. Hello, Lillian. She's going to be coming in a little bit late, but hello for when you get here. Zoila's here. Hi, Zoila. So glad to see you. Pam was here earlier. Hello, Pam. And there's Mimi. And who else is here? Shannon, I am so sorry to hear that you guys got sick. I really worried when you said that the other day that you had gone over to your mom's care home and everybody was sick. And it's like my daughter and I, Chelsea and I, were talking about it again today. It's hit again hard in a lot of places. What can I say? I hope you get well soon. Hey, Nisi, are you making dinner? This is usually Nisi's time to make some dinner. Usually Bree, too. I haven't seen Bree in a while. I don't know what's up with that. I hope she's okay. And there's Laura, Knit for Brains. Laura, I have watched the podcast. I'm sorry I have not made a comment yet, but I have watched the podcast. I cannot believe the stuff that you find at the thrift store. What can I say about that? My goodness. Getting there, going down. That's Serbs. There was a Serb sighting. Did y'all see them? There's Annie. How you doing? I hope you don't have to strain too hard. She did get some news. She's going to get her surgery next week. That's awesome. Ribbit. There's Tina. Hi, Tina. Good to see you again. There's Mary. Hi. Oh, there's Bridget. Good to see you, Bridget. And there's Tank. Deneen is here. Hey, good to see you, Deneen. I think I saw you I don't know where. Was it at Shannon's I saw you today? Lorna's here. Yay, everybody's coming in. You got your PJs on too? Okay. These are from Walmart and they're called Joy Spun. And if you all have not heard of them, they are the softest pajamas I've ever. I mean, I don't want to come out of my jammies at home. I just want to wear all my Joy Spun. I love them. There's Frozen. Hi, Frozen. Ooh, you guys were 110 today? Yeah. It's just hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Miserable hot. Yeah. It's that way everywhere, I think. Everywhere I've been seeing everybody talking about heat. People that don't usually get the heat, too. Yep. Okay. I'm getting down there. Is that Frozen's name? Frozen is your name, Angela. I always just call you Frozen. But that's fun. Did Jeannie come in? Where'd she at? I missed her. Whoop, did I flip right on past you, Jeannie? How did I miss Jeannie? Look. I'm looking again. I'm flipping right back through there to see. didn't see her come in. But if you're here, hi. Oh, there her is. Found her. Making dinner, listening. Yeah, this is that time a lot of people, chili con carne. Oh, Spanish rice, refried beans, and tortillas. Oh, you do have great thrift stores. Man, I would love to come and visit and go looking. But then I've always heard that about the Midwest part of the country. Always heard there's a lot of good thrifting there. My mom went with her friend from Colorado and they went to the Midwest and they found some absolutely beautiful furniture, which dad left behind, which we won't talk about. But anyway, but they had a blast going through every place there. Oh, that's good. Oh, oh, I hope they don't get too bad. Chell's had really bad ones. There's some trees and stuff down there in Louisiana near New Orleans. They had some pretty bad storms today. Nothing like serious tornado or anything like that, but just a lot of wind. So you may be getting that too. Hi, Leanie. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. If you can find some good comfy ones that don't look bad, like as a set or whatever, you can almost be styling in them. Almost be styling. Bamboo would be nice too. They're called Joy Spun. I get them at Walmart. They're called Joy Spun. Ooh, that's nice. Hey, there's Gracie. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. She's going to be lurking. Okay, that means we got to play her a song. So thank you to all of my lurkers, and thank you if you watch me on replay. I love my replay players too, and I appreciate it very much, very much. Hi, Marilyn. She's going to be lurking too. So there was your song. Okay, well, it's just good to know. But I must stick with Frozen. That's what I've always called you. Hey, Suzanne, how are you? What you doing? Yeah, just in case, right? Just in case. You never know. You might have to get out. You made all the card kits today that you got while thrifting. Oh, it made 21 cards. Ooh, that's amazing. 21 cards. I didn't think there was that much in there. That's cool. Thank you, Annie. Please do. Please hit the thumbs. I would appreciate that. Make sure you are on live chat and not top chat. Hey, not for frogging. I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad you came by. Today is our book club slash Stitching Crime podcast. There's Donna Stroud. Hello, hello. I'm glad you came in. There's Montabelle. I know there were some new posts today in the Facebook group, but I haven't made it over there to look at everything. I was kind of busy today. Hope Mahoney, how are you? Oh, well, I appreciate that. I love it when people go back and watch things. I hope they were good ones. I hope you enjoyed them. I appreciate that. Okay, thank you, Pam. Hey, Sherry, how are you today? Glad you came in. You made it. You made the live. 97 in Saskatchewan. That's kind of high for you guys, isn't it? You guys have had some pretty high temperatures. Well, I'm glad you're better. Better is good. I'm sorry you were sick, but I'm really glad you're better. To turn the outside lights on. You're doing your nails outside? What, so it doesn't get the smell in the house? Aw, that's very sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I'm at the bottom. Ooh, look at me. Look at me. Okay. I have got, guess what cup I've got, as a matter of fact, Gracie? It's the teal sloth. He has my heart. This is community coffee, French vanilla, and I've been using half and half instead of creamer and a little bit of monk fruit sweetener. Well, my friend Gracie gave it to me. Oh, okay, so it's not unusual to do that. Oh, you sound like us. Sometimes we have that in one day, I think. You're not late, Joyce. Good to see you. So glad you made it. There's Katie. How's it going? Isn't it a cool cup? It's a great cup. Karen. Oh, watching on the big screen and lurking. Hi. So good to see you, Karen. Here's a big old hug for you. Look at that smile. Oh, yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Did you all get much of the book read? Now, the book we are reading is The I-5 Killer by Anne Rule, and she is writing as Andy Stack. Cool fact. So, yes, I have my coffee. I have my second one of these cups of water in my Trekker. And then I got this sticker on Live Love Posh. She's the one who makes the stickers and other planner supplies. Annie finished the book. I think Beck, I was watching Beck and I think she said she finished the book. Laura's on chapter 13. I also have beef sticks. This is my low carb snack. Hi, Jan. She's listening to the book. Uh-oh, whistle, whistle. If anybody knows what whistle means. And then this is another. It is low carb. 1 total gram of carb for the whole pack. No, we need to get rid of Virgo, please. If somebody could get rid of her. There. Are they good? Is that one of your snacks that you eat? Oh, I got rid of her comment. We'll see if she comes back. Thank you, Jeannie. Okay, so there's that. And tonight I'm working on my newest commission. This is the Parfait Chunky, and the color is cream. And I'm working on the Floozie sweater. I don't know how easy it is going to be for you guys to see what I'm doing on this one with it being this light color. Can y'all see it at all? Oh, socks in your true crime bag. Oh my gosh. It's just the best. The bag is just the best. And if y'all don't know, she sent us a true crime bag, and that one is going to be given away for Friday Night Crime. You could see it? Okay. Yeah. I got some roasted almonds in there too. The cashews are a little high in carbs and fat. That's my favorite is the cashews. I grew up eating a lot of sunflower seeds. I love cashews, but I try not to eat too many of them. I have a whole bunch of low carb snacks that I found, you guys, and I'm really trying to learn how to eat that way. Okay, so the I-5 killer. Annie, you said you'd watched a whole bunch of stuff. I've only watched one. I cannot remember where it was. I want to say it was on Tubi. And it was a made for TV movie based on Ann Rule's book. Oh, okay. Somebody said they had been. Yes, I'm going to do that actually. I am going to do that. Oh, it was Tank that said that. She watched the I-5 on YouTube. Okay. You've lived next to the I-5, so you know something about what we're talking about. Oh, and I didn't. Oh, you know what, you guys? Hold on. I also want to share something first before I forget. So let me do this real quick and bring this up. My daughter Chelsea brought this to my attention today, and I want to share this with you. Yes, we love to hear the local perspective. Hello, Tina C. I want to share this really quickly with you guys. This is a young man who is missing from my area. He has been missing for 2 days, and this does not look good. It really does not. This man is Bryce Dingler. He went missing near. He's from Clay County. He is from Nocona, Texas. He is 29, 5'7", weighs 140 pounds. He has a tattoo that says trees, Trees, on his left forearm. He was last seen wearing a light shirt and gray shorts. His vehicle, a 2015 white Ford F-150, lifted with large tires, and a Dallas Cowboy star on the tailgate was left on the side of the highway at US 287 Wednesday morning. The sheriff's office said that he could be on foot, he could be hitchhiking, he could be hiding. Something has happened to him. If you have information, you can call 940-538-5611. And again, he's been missing for 2 days in Clay County. He's from Nocona, but his vehicle was found on the side of the road just outside of the Jolly truck stop outside of Wichita Falls. Now, I know you know where that is, Mimi. And his phone, his ID, his medication, all of his personal belongings were in his truck. So this does not look good. But I wanted to share this. This is local to me, and put it out there, so if anybody has any information, you can pass that along if you're watching this. And again, let me see if I can highlight that phone number. There is the phone number. I don't know if I can enlarge this. But 940-538-5611. And you can call the Wichita Falls Police Department or the Nocona Police Department, the Clay County Sheriff's Office, and they're working with, they're also working with the warden, the game wardens too. Bryce Dingler. So I didn't want to forget to talk about that. Yes, 940-538. Thank you. Except it's 940. He is 29. And my Chelsea was telling me that he has like he may have a young son also. Yeah. Dallas Cowboy lover, and football, Texas truck, good old boy, great young man. Was working for, I think he works in the ag industry. Thank you, Tank. There is the phone number if anybody. I am sure they are. I will keep you all posted when I find out anything. We may come back to a web page for our local area. There's some other things going on that I did not know anything about. And Laura was saying there was somebody in her area has been missing for. It's a lady in her area missing, and it's been 10 days. Oh, how old is she? Is this a younger with kids, older? What are you talking about? He's in a well. What do you mean by that? Hi, Lori. Come on in. Doing chores. Okay. Now I'm going to get back down to the bottom. His family is very upset. Yeah, with his phone and everything being in his car, that does not sound. It doesn't sound good. It really doesn't. Okay. All right. What do you guys who you have been reading the book and everything, how do you feel? I want to know what y'all know too about the I-5 killer and the story. I want to know what you think. I want to get to the girls at the place they were cleaning, where they were cleaning. I know Sherry gonna have to represent herself because ain't nobody get along with her. Hey Steve, hello again. Yeah, it makes me sick too. It does. It's I hate the missing people cases. Those are just they that tears me up. Um, that tears me up more than anything. It just because that not knowing. I listened to the podcast Vanished, and hearing the families talk about their loved ones and they've been missing for like years and years, and it's like it's just so hard. That's right. That judge said, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not giving you anybody else. By now, it's clear that you're just going to have to." And that is Sarah Boone, in case y'all are wondering. Yes, she is out there. She is very loony. The 411 guy. I haven't heard of him. Hi, Jolene. Good evening. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Yep, the not knowing sucks. It her jaw did not hit the floor. Matter of fact, what she did is she went, that look she does, that was the look. I'll have to check that out, 411 guy. Because 411 is like for information, right? Isn't that what 411 means, is trying to find information? Okay, Suzanne. So, a lot of the made for TV movie about the I-5 killer, a lot of the stories that have been written, a lot of the things that are going on, a lot of the stuff about it really revolve around these two girls. The one passed away, and the other one survived with 2 shots to the head. Her name was Beth Wilmot, and her friend Sherry. And they were cleaning this building, and he saw them because they had an entire wall of windows, and he could see everything. Now, this guy was driving up and down I-5. And when he first started, oh, it's time for medicine. I have them right here. I got them here. I brought them in here. Oh, he's written books too. Interesting. That's interesting. Cool. Okay, let me take these. Because it's also that other time. I got to go hand off you know who to Mr. Fiber so he can get his. I know. Go ask him. What did you go ask him? He's sitting here going, is that his name? David Palide? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take these and I'm going to go make sure that Mr. Fiber knows what time it is so that Serbs can get his green toy. You ready? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, let's go find it. Okay. Green toy shall be done. Mr. Fiber's getting it for him. Hi, Steve. Thank you. I tell you, having the extra timer helps. Did my phone talk to y'all? It will here in a minute. It is going to talk to us. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Playing me some Journey, right? Journey and Sticks. Okay. So the girls, well, Beth made such a big difference in the case because she survived. And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I did not take any notes, but I have an issue now with my memory. My memory is just, the brain fog is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So let me go back over here and I can maybe share some things with you. There, I told you it was going to talk to us. So evidently there is something on oxygen about the I-5 killer as well. I have to see if I can find that. I have a hard time getting the oxygen channel. But I was looking for images. Here, I think this is his original. Yeah. Uh-huh. Bum, 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 bum. Yep. She said, I was thinking, what brain? She didn't get away. She faked being dead, like her friend was down and she just stayed down. He shot her again when she did that. And then she just stayed there. But they said and then Anne talks about it in the book. She talked about how she actually was one of those people who has a hard head, and not just hard-headed, but had a hard head. So she actually managed to survive those gunshots, and she was able to stand up and go and walk to a phone and call 911. And so it's amazing she was able to do that. Thicker than normal. That's, I think, what she calls it. Yes. And I just love the way Anne writes. As I listen to the book, to the Audible, I'm listening on Audible. And as I listen to it and I hear the way I just love the way she writes her books. It's just amazing the way she puts the words together in such an easy flow. There's just an easy flow about the way she writes. Okay, let me show you. This is Randy Woodfield. That's not, there he is there. No, no, there he is. This is the book. That's an older version of the book. Was looking, this is the one I'm listening to on Audible. This is all other serial killers. Here's another version of the book. But I was looking for images of him. They're not giving me much. Randall Brent, here we go. Is this him? I wanted to show, okay, it's this one. That's the one I wanted to show. This was the draft pick. That's the draft pick picture right there. This one. That's his draft pick. Welcome back, Lillian. Hello, hello. He does. He does have that Bundy look, doesn't he? Maybe is the time. I don't know. But see, these were all the football player drafts. This was the draft pick picture. Isn't that wild? Because he was a draft pick for the Packers. Hold on. So now we can see what he looks like now. Let me show you what he looks like now. Gosh. Trying to get that. Can't zoom it in. Or let's just say it's older. I don't know if it's now, but it's older. Oh, here's the picture from there's just the one from the lineup. Here he is in the lineup. Beth picked him out of the lineup. Alex Trebek. So now let me see if I can find a picture of Beth. I just think it brings more to it if you know. Um, if we had the book, like the actual book, Enroll was real good about including pictures of the person and um, the victims. Trying to see if I can find a picture of her. So this is the one that was found years later. This is not Beth, but this is the gal that was found later. Trying to find pictures of this is not sure. This may be his room. Don't know if that's Beth Wilmot. It says it is, but I don't know. I don't really know if I'm looking at the right pictures. So, all right, let me go another place. So he was convicted of I've lost it's gone. I don't know. He was there was thought to be well more than 20, but they only convicted him of a certain number of them. I know the things he did with the young girls was awful. Okay. See if I can find this now. So I'm actually going to read a little bit of this. Um, was it 44? Okay, I knew it was over 20. And he bragged about it, yes. And that, yeah, he was definitely a bragger. He was from the time, and all of his friends said this about him. This was another interesting thing that came out in the book was she was talking about how his friends said that, he would do things that was a little off. He was always doing things that were off. Like he one time he took stuff from one of the roommates and the roommate was looking for it. It was like tapes or something. And no, don't have it. I don't know what you're talking about. He kept them for a while, and then one day he just gave it back to him, said, "Oh, I found them." That kind of like dirty things, doing nasty things to people, just because, that kind of thing. He had that kind of personality. And how, he was like this football star, came from a good family. The family covered up for him. Definitely covered up for him. Yes, you made it, Blossom. Post office with you and just caught up with you. Yes. How are you, Shad? Shad, I sent you an email. I don't know if you got it or not, but I did send it. So if you would let me know or send me an email if you have a new one, but I did send you an email. So, born in Salem, Oregon, he came from a middle class family with no evident signs of dysfunction, except the fact that he was always showing his genitals to everyone. Starting at the age of about 10 or 11, he started flashing all the girls around, and people were complaining. He was brought into the police department, and got talked to, and then it happened again later on in high school, and he got kicked out of college for it, and then had to spend some time in jail because of it, and then got out. And yet when all of this happened, his parents were like, well, we don't know where that came from, even though, because it wasn't perfect, right? It was not. And Anne Rule talks about this in the book. She talks about how the family was trying to be a perfect family. They wanted one boy, one girl. The boy was first, and then the girl, and then um, they had this wonderful boy that went to football and did all these things. Everything was perfect. The mother put a lot of, he says the mother put a lot of pressure on him, and this is why he was so mean to girls, and also because his sisters were mean to him. Now, in the made for TV movie, Beth, the survivor of there was more than one girl that survived, and that may be what you were talking about, is there was more than one girl um, that survived his, whatever he subjected her to, um, in the bathroom. I think it was at a chicken place, and he sent her into the bathroom. Well, he went in after her, but then he just locked the door behind him and made her do things, and so she survived him. And there were others early on that he robbed. So he started robbing people just because he could. And he had this girlfriend later on where she would say he'd just come up with money because he was out robbing people. Wasn't from working. Correct. He could not maintain an erection because he needed to do things differently, because he needed to have things a certain way with control. He was very much a control person, all about that and what he wanted. He wanted, you know, it wasn't good enough to have a magazine that showed you all the things that you wanted to see. You wanted to see girls a certain way, and you wanted to see them do certain things, and all of that. That wasn't good enough for him. He needed to be out there doing that. Wasn't just the seeing it, it was the doing that. Yeah, that was a big thing today. I didn't notice anything. Nobody I knew. Um, yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? I had to do the same thing with mine the other day, and it's, man, they hurt. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Yeah, and he was a testosterone. Yeah. I don't know if that's the thing is if, well, they say it's like fight or flight, okay, with these guys. So it's a drug related. It's the same kind of thing as like a drug where they are wanting a better thrill every time. Just like people who do drugs, they have to maintain a certain amount of the drug in order to get their fix from the drug, and then it's a constant. It's just always chasing that better high. It's the same thing with these guys that they constantly want that better high from it. So it's more and more deviant. Yep. Yeah, like the yarn does. Yes, like yarn does. We want more, 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 more. Exactly, Sherry. So he had 3 arrests in the early 70s for petty crime like vandalism, public indecency, but he still got drafted by the Green Bay Packers. He was dismissed from the team in 1974 after more than a dozen arrests for indecent exposure. The following year, he robbed and sexually assaulted several women at knife point. He was eventually caught by an undercover female officer. However, he went to prison for a second-degree robbery. He served 4 years of a 10-year sentence and got out. Then in 1975, he embarked on a 2-year robbery spree, holding up gas stations, ice cream parlors, and homes. So those girls that was a home that he stopped at along I-5. Those 2 little girls, that was the worst. What you got? Serbs has got back here with his green toy. Yes, yarn is safe, y'all. Yarn, yarn is safe. I think it goes back to the laws back then. He's back with his green toy. Yeah, he's trying to get every last little bite out of there. I think it goes back to the way sexual assault laws were, the way that the reporting, you could report it and nothing would happen. The things that went on, nobody pushed it to have him prosecuted for it, right? Girls would get upset, especially when they find out the guy went to jail and then they let him out, right? So then they lost, and it does something to you. I can tell you, I very rarely talk about what happened to me, but I can give you one incident that happened to me when I was up in Spokane, Washington. I had moved up there with my sister. Yes, I have a sister. I don't hardly talk about her. She's 4.5 years older than me. And I had moved up to Spokane, and I moved out of off she was on base, and I moved off base into an apartment. And I would use the bus because I would walk down to the bus stop, and then I would take the bus and I would go to my job. And I was also in teller training school. Good night, Joyce. Taking the dogs for their walk. Good night. And so I rode the bus. Well, I got off the bus one afternoon, and the next bus that I needed to go to my apartment, I had missed that one. And I looked on the bus schedule and said, I'll just walk. So I walked down, and I passed, as I was walking, there was a car, and it was it was a driveway, and the driver waited for me to go across this driveway. And I went across this driveway, and I remember seeing the driver, and he was real creepy looking, but I smile at everybody just like I do now. And then I went on around, and I went down to the light and across the light, with the crosswalk, onto the other side. And then there were some businesses, and between the businesses, you guys have seen this in the city. There's like this parking area between the two buildings. So cars going parking, not this way, but this way. So, you know, this one parking up against this building, these parking up against that building. And as I walked down the sidewalk, sorry, I get a little, anyway, I looked down, and it was to my left as I had come around. And I looked down there, and there was that same vehicle with that guy, and he had the door open, and he was masturbating. And he was so creepy looking. He had this long, and looking right at me. And y'all, my heart was thumping like I can't even explain it. And it's not a thing you get, this is not a thing you get over real easy. Just seeing, it's not something I asked for, And I got to the corner, and I kid you not, there was a guy on a motorcycle. It was a motorcycle cop. I couldn't say anything. I was frozen from what I had seen. And I knew I needed to have gone and said something. I should have flagged him down, right? But I didn't, because I was in shock. I was totally in shock. And then I had to walk the rest of the way home. I started carrying a sharp, one of those metal nail files with a real sharp end on it. I started carrying that in my pocket. It's the only thing I had that I could do. It was terrible. It was very frightening. And to this day, I just get really, it's hard. And I can see his face. And I have looked, because that would have been early 80s. I know. I know. Yep. That is just one thing that has happened to me over the years. And anyway, but I wanted to say, as I'm talking about these incidents that happened, the assaults, making girls undress, doing the things that this guy, this Woodfield, whatever name is, these I-5 killer, the things he did before he even killed anybody, has totally screwed up people's lives. And you don't forget that shit. You just don't forget it, okay? For the rest of your life, you have this picture of this guy in your brain. I mean, this guy is still in mine, So I don't want to go over that, because that led to what he did later. And that reaction sometimes is what they're after. That total shock is some of what they want, They'll think about it later. They'll do the same thing later. He went home and did more with my face, and it's terrible. Thank you all. Thank you. It is PTSD. It is. But oh, Yeah, I was very glad. Yep. It's the fear, the shock, all of those things that, and this is what I'm talking about. This guy and like all of them, they escalate. They go for that and they're like, oh, now I need to touch the person. So then they go into that. And then they're like, now that I've touched the person, now I'm going to kill them. I don't, how they go from just touching to killing, you know, it's just, it's mind boggling, but it's that Nix high. Okay, getting back to where we were, March of 1981, police investigating a shooting death in Beaverton, Oregon, encountered Woodfield, who was a casual acquaintance of the victim. Citing his history of sexual assault, police searched his home and found, that was the picture I showed where they searched his home, and they found evidence linking him to the murder, as well as the attempted murders of two young women. He was arrested and charged with the Beaverton murder and a double murder of a wife and daughter in Redding, California. He was tried in Salem for the murder of Sherry Hull. Sherry, the one I was talking about, that died. She was Beth's friend. He was charged with sodomy and attempted murder. Chris Van Dyke. Now, who was talking about this last week? Chris Van Dyke, who is the son of actor Dick Van Dyke, was the district attorney of Marion County, Oregon at the time, and he prosecuted the case. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in two times. Two times today. I hope you're getting some stuff done while you're listening. I admire all y'all who are doing tutorials. I really admire your dedication. I have done them myself and I know how difficult they are to keep them going and to get them put together. So sentenced to life in prison, sentenced to an additional 90 years for convictions of the other crimes. So they really hit him hard, even though they weren't able to get him on all of the murders. They hit him hard and they got him in for the rest of his life. Have fun. That sounds like fun, though. Vintage stuff, that sounds really good. That's cool. You thought he was an investigator? Yes. You were the one that said it. Okay. I knew someone had mentioned it. He was the DA. Yeah. So prior to a later 1981 trial, Woodfield's counsel attempted to move the trial due to publicity in the case. The judge denied that, along with a request to hypnotize a prosecution witness in an effort to determine if that witness had been influenced by media coverage. Hypnotize. I've never heard that in a court case. He is serving at the Oregon State Penitentiary in Salem, Oregon. While he is charged with 40 murders, it is estimated that Woodfield committed as many more, as well as upward of 60 sexual assaults. Hands on. Sexual assault is not just I mean, that's hands on. 60. That's like, remember we covered the Golden State Killer and how many of those he did for years and years. He did all of those sexual assault. That's very similar MO. He in 1983 he was injured at the prison during a disturbance with another inmate. In 87, he filed a $12 million lawsuit against Anne Rule, the author. Federal court dismissed the lawsuit on statute of limitations in January of 88. In 1990, he was suspected in at least 44 homicides. That's where Tank was getting that. In 2001 and in 2006, DNA tested linked Woodfield to two additional murders in Oregon from 80 to 81. He married 3 times, divorced twice during his time in prison. Some letters he wrote from prison were eventually sold online. I mean, that's a huge thing. Y'all know that, right? It's a huge thing to sell things from in true crime. There's like a market for true crime memorabilia. So anything that was a serial killer's is huge on this market. I mean, huge. They go for big bucks. It's crazy for someone to profit, but it happens. Hi, Rosie. You're off the walker and onto a cane. Yay. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, Rosie. You're making good progress then. That's awesome. They love them. That they marry them. They don't have to even go up there to the prison, but some of them do. It's it's wild. Now listen, and if you don't believe this, if you don't believe that they do this, I have an interview with Sharon Creates here on my channel. You should go and watch the interview with her and get her perspective on this, okay? She was young, she'll tell you she was young and stupid, and she went with a friend of hers and she went and talked to this guy and then she married him and had kids with him. It happens. It definitely happens. Is my Denny Benini here? Hey, how's it going, Denny? Y'all know her as Denisha, but I'm allowed to call her Denny Benini. Yes, I don't want anything that was a serial killer's. Please don't even get it near me. Nowhere near me. I like the trivia as far as like, I find some of the trivia to be very interesting when you relate it back to what makes them tick, what makes stuff like this happen. How do we protect ourselves against something like this? You know what I mean? But it is wild. It is wild. It's so crazy. Okay, Shannon. But DNA testing linked him to 2 additional murders in Oregon from 1980 and 1981. He wrote on his MySpace account in 2006. Y'all remember MySpace? I'm Randy. I'm 55. I spend the remainder of my days in prison because I have committed a murder along with many other crimes. I once tried out for the Green Bay Packers. The only reason I didn't make it is because the skills I had to offer, they didn't need at the time. Well, they don't need you throwing it out there at every girl in town. Yeah, that skill they don't need. True fact. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot that I wanted to watch. The Karen Reed thing has just been crazy from day one. There is one case about what is it called? Well, there's a couple of them that happened this week, and they didn't last. The trial themselves didn't last but a couple days, and then went to the jury, and I was not surprised at that. Another girl that another woman who killed her husband. I can't remember what the name is. Exactly. Flasher isn't one of them. Mm-mm. We don't, a lot of football players, back in the day, they used to moon the crowd, especially, college. I mean, it happened, right? Mooning. But flashing, no. Yeah, there's the witchcraft, the ballerina. Thank you, Sherry. That is the one. I cannot remember her name, but that one looks interesting. And I don't know how long that one has been. Yeah, Black Swan. So I may have to go back and take a look at those. But I'm like y'all. I'm waiting for Sarah Boone. I'm waiting for Lori, hers in Arizona. Um, the Wagner trial was supposed to happen, and that hasn't happened either. Yep, Donna Adelson. Have we got a date on that one yet? I don't know if we've got a date on that yet. The witchcraft one is over. Okay. September of this year already? That seems really fast, doesn't it? What did she say? What did Miss Denny say? Oh, yeah. Oh, so that just came out. I just didn't see it. Well, thank you guys for telling me. I love it. Y'all are up on all that stuff. Yeah, the Idaho 4 case. Yes. God, that's another wild ride, isn't it? Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, there is some really, and you guys, the stuff that came out with Hewerman and his daughter, how many of you have seen that? We call him Cornholer here. Yeah, we call him Cornholer. Um, Lisk, I am still thinking that's not going to go to trial. I'm going to hold out for the fact that he is finally going to say there is way too much evidence against me. What can I do? How can I get the least amount of things thrown at me? But then again, if he's like BTK, and we've heard BTK's daughter talk about this, Carrie Ralston, we read that book, and she says they just aren't going to give in. They're not going to give it up because they're that kind of a person that they're not going to give it up. So part of me says that Lisk wouldn't go to trial, but the other part of me says it probably will because he's not going to give it up. I don't know. Turned into fans. Yes. I haven't heard anything recently about um I am really wondering if the guy's going to survive jail. I've been wondering that for a while. I don't know. I don't know. But let me look real quick because I wanted to look and check in on the Wagner trial because y'all know I covered that. Oh gosh, how far back? Does anybody know how many cases we have actually? That'd be a good trivia right there. How many cases have we talked about on Friday night? Does anybody know? That's a good question. So Billy Wagner was supposed to go in, I want to say it was going to be in October. But it's been pushed back. Okay, so his trial has been pushed to 2025. Oh, that sucks. I was really hoping they were going to go through with that trial. Okay, I knew there was a hearing not long ago. So that one is set for this October. Maybe that's where I got an October thing. Yeah, that one. That's the one that didn't last very long. That was maybe just, I mean, it was all of a week, start to finish, I think, on that one. Am I missing any other recent things? Because I had the kids here for a week, and I missed some stuff that was going on in the crime world. Okay, should we give away a bag tonight? I think I'm caught up on all of my other giveaways except for Shad. Jan's talking to us, y'all. We're here. Yeah, they tried that already. But now he got his lawyers back and now they're trying again. I did see that much. Yeah, but we just got to get it on the books. We got to get it on the books. Once it's on the books. Okay, good night, Nisi. I hope you are well. I'm sending hugs, my friend. I was right in the middle earlier, and then I started to get ready for this. I was right in the middle of watching your Happy Mail video, so I'll go back and finish that. I saw where little man was taking all the stickers. Little sticker stealer. You have a good night. Okay. Now, the bags, we only have 4 bags left. We have got 3 whites and a gray. I think these are all cats. Nope, we got one. One's a little dog. We got one little, what is that? What is like a Jack Russell looking? But I think the 2 white ones are cats, and I think this one's a cat. So we have 4 bags left in the closet. Good night, Denny Benini. Yes, he does love stickers. He was taking them stickers. I got to go back. I want to see what she got because I hadn't seen the rest of it. And I need to go back and I'm going to watch Laura's podcast again. Okay, let me think of. It doesn't have to be the right answer. There's no right answer or anything. But I just want y'all to put in what your first trial that you watched. Hold on. It's coming. There it is. The first trial that you watched. Oh, how cool. Chad Daybell was your first one. That's interesting. Hello, Sarah Bear. Jody Arias. Adelson. Wow, that's very recent. Maribel, that's very recent. Peterson. OJ. Hi, Sally. I'm going to open my crackers. This will be my first time with these. Oh, I see what they are. I've made these before. Basically, it's a baked cheese. I've had the Parmesan ones. I've actually made them before. John Gotti. Wow. Lots of OJ. OJ was my first one. Those are good. We're at 19. Serbs has left the building. Tina was solving crime. I know there was a lot of television stuff. I think you're talking about Peterson, Casey Anthony, or OJ. Wow, lots of good ones. Girl who removed her husband's family jewelry. I don't know who that is. Oh, you got me thinking now, Shad. Pamela Smart was the first. Okay, I'm going to mark the chat. Oh my gosh, John Wayne Bobbitt. Yes, I've talked about that one too. We've talked about that one here. Wow, Jeannie. Wow. Judges, they got it bad, y'all. I'm telling you. You never know. Wow. Okay, in between my marks, what do we got? We were at 19. What is it now? Do we know? Taking the family jewels. Okay. That's what Shad means. Taking the family jewels. That was the Bobbitt trial. Still 19. Okay. Alrighty. Number between 1 and 19. It's 17. Buttafuoco, the Long Island Lolita. I've been wanting to talk about that one. Okay, who is number 17? Was it Naughty? Little Rosie. See, that was very close. We talked about this. Scott Peterson case and the Lorena Bobbitt case. Those cases were really right in there, media-wise. There was a lot. And I talked about this on one night. Okay, so everybody says little Rosie. Okay, Rosie, you have to tell me which one of these you want, white or gray. And if you want a white one, do you want the kitty cat or do you want the little dog one? Good night, Shannon. I hope you feel better really soon. You be careful. Which one, Rosie? You have to pick one. And then you have to tell me if you want me to show it or not. Thank you, Pam. I mean, Kim. Thank you, Kim. That came out Pam. I don't know why. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Okay, she says the cat. Okay. Let me see. We'll see what number it is. There's only 4 bags left. You got number 7. So let me go find it, and you tell me if you want me to open it or you want me to send it. Yeah, that was a cat. It was the cat. Tell me if you want me to open it or send it as a surprise. Oh! Do I open it, Mimi? Rosie, not Mimi, Rosie. Do I open it or do you want to be surprised? She says open it. Oh my gosh, I had a sneak peek in here. This is one of the very first ones. No, this is number 7. This is one of the there's something in here that I set aside. I'm so excited to show y'all. Okay, here we go. Ooh. We've got Must Be Merino in this rust color. It's a pretty rust color. This one I got on the sale for $1.74. It is 4 weight. No, it's a 3 weight. It's a 3 weight. 50% merino, 25% acrylic, and 25% nylon. This is really nice stuff. Really nice stuff. And there is 227 yards in this one. Good night, Tina. You guys have a great weekend too. So there's that one. We've got this one, which is also a number 3 weight. Can you see how fuzzy it is? This is that feeling gradient. I love this color. Laura sees it, she'd want to steal it. Gosh, I don't see y'all can see this is it's very bright colors. It's not showing up well. There's 590 yards in this one. It is very soft. It is very soft. And then you get 2 of this one. There, that's a good way to see it. This is called Fireplace Comfort. It's a number 5. It's like a roving. Serbs is on the bone. It's 229 yards each. This is waiting weather. It's called waiting weather. You've had some of it, Sherry. What did you make with it? Do you remember what you made with it? It's very soft too. All of those are very soft. And then there's a kit in this one. This one has a crochet kit. This is the Pokemon crochet kit. I think I got this on sale at Barnes and Noble, if I'm not mistaken. It may have been Books A Million. And the pattern has all of those characters in there. Sherry said she made beanies. That would be good. That would be good. Here comes the fuzz. So there's that. And it's a good thing that Denny is not here, because I also have a bag, and this is a special bag. Rosie, you probably don't know. This is not going to probably ring a bell with you. But this is a bag by Bearded Yarn Dudes. David passed away, was it last year or the year before? I think he passed away. And this is from his shop. It's a really nice canvas bag. Real nice. There's a pocket on the outside on the back here. And nope, there's no pocket on the inside, but it's a really nice canvas bag. I know, David. Yep. Definitely no more of those around. So it's a very special bag. Was it last year or the year before? I want to say it was real early last year also. I do. I know. Yes, David Browning. Bearded Yarn Dudes was his channel. Was a very good singer as well. I spent quite a bit of time with him. In private chats, working on some things too, yarn related things. So that is your prize. It's a good bag. What a good bag. These are fun to go through. Okay. All right, Rosie, send me an email, hun. And that way I don't forget. I think I have your address, but send me an email. I always ask y'all to send me one anyway, because if not, then I just totally forget things. And we'll put that back there. Getting warm. Okay, so I don't know if we covered all the way up to chapter 12. We may have covered the whole book today. What do y'all think? They are both on right now. I'm going to turn on my fan. What happens here is that this house is it's made mostly of concrete. So towards the evening hour, when the heat is dissipating, it warms up inside. Thank you. Thank you. I do need to say something. I'm sorry, but if you want to drop your link for your channel, when I say drop your link, that's when you do. But please don't do it several times. But the word is teal, Teal. I'd rather you not drop it over and over again. But if you'd like to drop it at least once while you're here, you can drop your link for your channel. And also, I know it's going to be really hard, but I cannot afford anymore to send things to anywhere but the US. So if it happens to be something outside of the US, if you're from somewhere else, I may have to send you a gift card through email, because it's just getting super expensive. I mean, ridiculous to send things anywhere. I do send my stickers, which I need to do that too. We need to do the sticker thing and the bookmarks that Chelsea and the boys made. So I have one that Chelsea, it's got bicycles. It says, "It may be tough, but you are tougher." And a matching small one that it says "Bloom." And these were made by Chelsea and my grands. They made these. And I will write on something on there too. And then I have a Stitch and Crime sticker with the old logo. We had that for a little while. So I have those. And then I have one of my regular stickers also. So let's give that away. And if that winds up being someone from Canada or elsewhere, I will send those to you. That I can do, because it is a smaller package that I might be able to manage that. I tried for a little while. I was only doing the US for a long time, and then I tried doing some things to Canada, but I can't even send anything for less than $25-$30, still small things. And I just can't keep doing that. It's just way too much. So I'm going to mark the chat again. Yeah, the last card. Yeah. You don't have my email. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me put that in there first. You know, I thought I made a banner. It did. I forgot that I did, but I did. Looky there. I use Pitney Bowes, which is similar to Pirate Ship. I use Pitney Bowes. Okay. Now I'm going to mark the chat, and y'all just tell me your favorite yarn. Tell me your favorite yarn, and we'll pick somebody for the bookmarks since it's book club. I was going to say for how many cases we have done. If I go and I look at my playlist, I have 96 episodes in the playlist for A Stitch in Crime. And then we also had the book club ones that we did, the True Crime Book Club, which is that's a separate playlist, y'all, okay? And that one has 29 videos in it. So if you ever want to go back and listen to some of the stuff that we've covered, there you go. Awesome stuff. That does not surprise me. Schitt's Creek, you like it? I've never worked with that one. I've touched it in the store, but I've never worked with it. Unforgettable Color Gossamer. Premier Butterfly. Ah, I saw something the other day made with that. No? Premier Momenti was what it was made with. I love this cotton. Yeah, me too. And that was my Arkansas Yarn Co. was my very first ever hand-dyed yarn. Haha, that's a good answer. Mandala, Red Heart, Simply Soft. Yeah, Simply Soft makes excellent shawls. Scraps and Remnants. I like that. Latte, Red Heart, Mud Punch. Is that a hand dyer? Mud Punch, Mandala, Cascade. Cascade's a good one. Just send me an email and remind me that you won. I want to make sure that I don't forget. I think I have your address, but I don't want to forget. I want to make sure it's the right one. Yarn dyer with self-striping, which is not an easy thing. The self-striping yarn is not always pretty. It's not always, sometimes it looks good in a hank, but then when you work it up, it's just not what you thought, so a good self-striping is amazing. Me too. Me too. Lori, I tried the last one. I was thinking about that. I tried the last one you told me, and I wasn't really crazy about it. Okay, 16. I'm going to put my mark. There we go. And here we go. A number between 1 and 16. It's 14 tonight. Number 14. Now on my screen, it's Annie. What is it on your guys' screen? Because mine is just, it lags. Mine lags. And so I don't usually go by mine. Okay, so Tank got Annie too. Awesome. No, the I-70 wasn't the one. The non-crime one. You talked about something. It was... Oh. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was something about wow. I'll have to try to find it. If I try to look for it, I will tell you this, I got an update from Audible that was telling me, and I've listened to 9 books this year, which is a lot for me, you guys, because I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff. But I've actually listened to 9 books. So we might talk about that too. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, just give, yeah, yes. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, I didn't do much knitting, but I am going to now do some knitting. And I thank you guys. We'll go ahead. I think we can finish the book, right? We can finish the book next week. And but the I-71 I want to do next because that's originally what I was thinking of doing, and somehow I went on to I-5. So I think we'll do I-70 next. What do you guys think? Does that sound good? Annie's listened to 27 books. Wow. It does it, are you saying yes to the I-70? Oh, you're welcome. Yes. Yes. Sounds good. Okay. That's kind of the direction that I think we're going to go. I will do some investigating as to, where we can find it. A good one on that. Actually, I'll just ask Lori. I'll ask Lori which one she was talking about. I don't know if that was an Ann Rule. Pam's finished the I-5 killer book. We'll finish it next week. And I will go back, and if there's anything else that we didn't talk about tonight that we didn't cover, then I will do my best to write it down and give you some more of my impressions. But that was my impression so far into the first part of the book. But I did fall asleep. I thought it was funny. The most the book I listened to the one I spent the most time on was Lisk. It was Lost Girls. It's not an Ann Rule, she says. Okay. Good night, Gracie. Good night, all of my lurkers. I love y'all. I'm gonna play y'all some stuff as we're going out. Y'all have an excellent weekend. I don't know when I'll see you again. You never know with me. I try to always be here Friday night, and I try to do Tuesday to do my Floozie in the She Shed. But we just might do some planners tomorrow. That's kind of what I'm thinking is tomorrow sometime. I hope you're doing well. Are you still in the boot, girl? I know you had to go back in it. So I hope you're doing better. But good night. I love y'all. Check out everybody's channel and go watch something. And I'll talk to you later. Anybody who's not feeling well, I hope you feel better. And I will see y'all. Have fun today. Okay, here we go.